Well, Tuesday, Warriors. Good to be back with you. Catch you up from last Wednesday. We did have the dollar take out 40. Came back above it. I'm still negative this dollar. I still think that you see where these speed lines come in around 98. I still think that's a possibility, and still think euro can make a move. It looks a little bit too convenient for this to be a failure here. Put on a little bit of the euro here, risking 1570. Still think that we could get one more move out of the hole up to above 117. Um, Pound came off from resistance. I see two drives here. Maybe we get one more. I have some small Aussie shorts on from yesterday and still looking, still have some shorts on. Could have done some covering if you should have done some covering. You had over 100 pips from last week's sell down here, but I would say the only thing that would change my mind would be starting to trade back over 99.80. Then we're probably going to make a move. We're on our way towards 102. My preferred scenario is that we break down to 98 and then we start the advance. In fact, what the dollar held yesterday is a 50-day moving average. Okay, you see that right there. So I think there'll be a little bit of a mini panic underneath it that could take us down towards this 98 level, which is this level here as well. So that's my scenario in the dollar, and I'm sticking to it until it proves me wrong. With that being said, Canada coming off some moving averages, I still think we get a test around the 139 level over the coming days and weeks. Maybe it's into the Fed next week. USD Mex is making new lows, but we're going to have like some very glaring divergence. I'm going to be looking at USD Mex when if Dixie gets to 98. I think this is going to be an important buy. We haven't made new lows yet, but there should be some pretty glaring divergence there. See the 4 hour. That could be the case here, but we have to clean out the stops under 18 and a quarter. Want to talk about yields because we're right in front of a Fed meeting. I don't know how many times I brought up this 88.5 level as being it was an important breakout. It's tested it too many times for me to believe in it anymore. I think we're going to break down here probably before the Fed, but this is an important turn because this breakdown could take us back down towards 85.5, just the measured move that we have here. So I know it's counterintuitive with the the market thinking that it's a lock on a Fed cut next week. If they don't cut, that might even be more constructive for the long end. But we have yield curve steepening happening now. It's not that bullish. Um, we're getting this pullback in WTI. If you recall from last week, we caught this pop and then it got stopped on a remainder, and then we bought a couple here. So you had over $2 to be taking partials. I'm not sure we're just going to head right back down to new lows. Maybe we get some type of higher low before we head up. We need a breakout over 60. Um, I also want to talk about Bitcoin because I think an ABC is now underway in Bitcoin. So we had that break. Everyone thought we were going to go to new lows, and this looks like it failed from the 92 pivot that I've talked about for months. But if we get equality from here, this was about 12 grand. This could take us up to 96 if we have equality of this rally for some type of ABC. So Bitcoin, I brought up there was too much bearishness to be pressing the short side here, and we had this rally, and then people got real bearish again because they had like an uptrend line drawn and it broke. But this morning, talked about it that we could be putting in a B low for a C to follow. I do believe that's what's happening here. Put out a sell in S&Ps. Originally, it's a scalp. You could go to the room to see all my posts and what I've been doing on TradeGateHub. Join us. It's free. So it took 7 handles out of that. You guys have asked me about the Nifty, and I think the Nifty is also looking shifty, but this is where you could see all my posts. So let's get back to what I have here live. So S&P seem to be failing, Uh, there is a possibility, and everyone thinks it's a layup until year end with the Fed and the seasonals and Santa Claus, that we should be at 69.20 at new record highs by the end of the year. I think there's a possibility for a little disappointment. I think there is still repo issues in the repo market that the Fed keeps having to inject things. So we'll see what this turns into. It could turn out to be a failing rally. When you look at NASDAQ, it's acting better today, but it's had a weaker rally, but now trading above the 61.8 level. It tried to hold at the 61.8 level. You can see the big difference in the two charts. S&P is the relative weakness right now, and the real relative weakness is the Dow. So the Dow has already come off pretty good from last week's highs. So, the Dow, this too could be a failing rally. We could be taking out 46,000 into year end instead of a big Santa Claus rally. So let me see if there's anything else I really want to cover here. So NVIDIA is, it's up today. I still think that this wasn't the low here at 169 and that it's clear sailing. I still think there's another decline towards 154 is a target I've had for a while. That would be right here. So unless NVIDIA can take out 188, the 50-day moving average, I think that the 200 will be a magnet for it. And you're even seeing that kind of divergence in Broadcom. So look at the daily here. This could be a third drive. So still think that the semis could see some pressure going into January. Here's Uber. We've had a bit of a bounce, but not enough to get it back to 90. We get back to 90, I'd lay out some put positions on that. Let's get to the metals. So silver blew off to new highs here last week, and we are diverging on the daily. You can't ignore it. Okay, we're not on the 4 hour. We blew it out. But here's what I'm seeing on the 1 hour. Okay, some people are saying that this could be a head and shoulders top. If we take out this 5670 level, yeah, we can see a pretty good correction. I'm thinking there could be a third drive. Here's drive 1, confirmed pullback. Here's drive 2, diverge, but over 70. And let's see if we get a drive 3 up here and stay under 70. Gold following a different pattern. It's weaker. And this was the other thing I wanted to talk about, that we could get some type of third drive in the gold silver ratio. If we take out this low and the RSI is holding above 30 or at least higher than this, that'll be my goal to attempt a silver short. I'm not calling it the top of the market. It's just another trade. In fact, you want to get to the place to where every trade is just another trade. But looking forward to this dollar capitulating back down towards this 98 level. Euro above maybe 17 and a half would just another 100 pips or so. I'll be looking for shorts there as well. And a pretty good ride. I'm expecting from 98 we could get that rally to 102.90, 103. So hope you guys were okay without me for a couple of days. The guy who produces our show, everyone deserves to take a vacation, and I want to thank Jose for taking time off from being in Miami and on his vacation to record this broadcast. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I always get around to it. And don't forget to visit and sign up on our Discord channel so you can see all the great content that the whole team puts out. In fact, we have a Spanish speaker that's here you go. So that posts on all of these different asset classes. Plus, Mike following option sweeps, and then you get my stuff too. So remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. And I'll see you tomorrow. I have an interview, in fact. Yes, I have an interview with a very interesting guy. I'm looking forward to it. In fact, I hope Jose has the promo ready. But this interview came to me by someone who saw Tommy Thornton. His name's Lox Ganapathy, and he's with Unicus Research. That's the handle, Unicus Research. And he'll be talking about a lot of the credit issues and plumbing that we have in the financial system and what's going on. I hear it's not that pretty. And I'll see everyone tomorrow for that interview. It's 10:30 a.m. EST.